What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Pages with Paige, and today we're going to be reviewing my 5-star predictions for 2022. This video is looking back over the 5-star predictions that I had at the beginning of 2022. This was a 7 on Sunday video, which is created by Grace from Swizzel, and they have weekly video ideas to put out on a Sunday. And so I think this was one of my last 7 on Sunday videos that I did, and I'm very excited to go back and look over the predictions. Because it is a 7 on Sunday, I did have 7 predictions. I'm not going to have the video and watch back over it. I do have the list of the predictions, so let's have a look. The first on my list was The 5 by Hallie Rubenhold, and I did read this and I gave it 5 stars. I read this in December and I really loved listening to these women's lives. Their lives weren't easy, and it definitely wasn't a, this is so entertaining to read. It's a, wow, this is a really interesting and thought-provoking read of how these women existed in this time and the trials that they went through, and being able to give them back a voice. Due to the sensationalization of Jack the Ripper, these women's voices have been lost. Hallie has really put in the effort to be able to piece together their lives, even though she acknowledges that there is such limited resources on finding out who these people are and how they existed on the day-to-day. But because there were records of signing in and out of essentially homeless shelters, there is a trail in some regard, but a lot of it is just like, this is probably where they went. So it was really interesting and exactly what I wanted from it. The next book I read was Station 11 by Emily St. John Mantel, and I gave this a 4.5. Now, if I hadn't been doing this on my old rating scale where I didn't do half stars, this would have been a 5-star. But I've gotten so aware of my reading that I know what feels like a 5-star, and it is purely subjective. So I know reading is subjective, but it's like, I can't actually explain why this wasn't a 5-star, I just know that it's not. And so a few of these, I apologize. I really enjoyed this story, and I thought the commentary on the pandemic that occurred in it was very interesting. Also very close to home, so maybe it was just a feeling of uncomfortability, which is fine, but there were a lot of parallels, and it was just like, oh shit. But a really fascinating read, and I really enjoyed the overall reading process. Next up I read I Am Widowed by Sharon J. Zhao, and I gave this a 4.5 as well. And this is totally a me thing, not the book thing. And it's just, I don't really do mecha. It's not something that I adore in writing, and so reading it I was like, yeah, okay, this is cool. I really know that a lot of people love this, and I loved the polyamory in it, and I loved all the different empowerment to it. I just really didn't like the mecha because I just didn't care. And I knew that going in, that was me thing that I knew that I probably wasn't going to vibe with, but I really hoped that it would still be a 5-star. Again, based off my old rating system, it would be. But because I know that in myself, it's like, okay, yeah. But I highly recommend this, and I am very excited to get to the sequel when it comes out, and I'm excited. Like, this was such a fantastic read, and I know that a lot of people love it, and so I'm like, yeah, I'm the dumb fuck that just doesn't like this one aspect to it, so that's that. But it's fabulous, and I do highly recommend it. Next up, I read Hazel Blind, The Deep Blue Sea by Ashley Herring Blake. I gave this 5 stars. I know that I am critically biased towards Ashley Herring Blake's writing style. I fall in love with her characters instantly. I really enjoy the discussions that she has on sexuality, on what family units look like, just every aspect of it. Just So I know that people will probably find this a 4 stars, but for me, in my heart, I fall in love with her characters so easily. I find that her plots are always interesting for me, even if they're not the most in-depth, and there's always something that just captivates me and holds my interest, so I blast through them and just have a fun time reading her stuff. So cute. Next up, I read Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse, and again, gave this a 4.5. Again, similar sort of style of, I knew that I was getting into something that was probably gonna go over my head, and I had so much fun with how fast-paced it was, and it was brutal, and I loved that. There is no shying away. It just goes hell for fucking leather, and the commentary in it, immaculate. Just the discussions I loved. Again, can't explain why it wasn't a 5-star, and I know that a lot of people love this, and I'm really anticipating Fevered Star, but I I can't figure out what was lacking, and I said the same thing in my wrap up. I don't know. I was a little bit confused by the magic system, and I know that I don't always need to understand a magic system because I'm a dumb fuck, so I'm probably not going to understand it. But I really enjoyed so many other aspects of this, and there was just something that's been niggling in the back of my brain since I've read this, that it's not quite maybe what I was expecting, but I also don't know what I was expecting. So I apologize that I can't be more coherent on this one, but hopefully Fevered Star, I will just fall back into this world and really be so engaged by it. You're an enigma. I don't know why. Next up, I read Fortuna Swan by KJ Sutton. Also read this in December, and I gave this a 4.5. I really loved Fortuna's determination. And again, it was quick, it was fun, it was dark, and I really enjoyed the reading process of it. I just wasn't like 100% invested. Maybe that's all that it is, was I wasn't 100% invested, but I still really loved it. I am very keen to continue on with the series and see where it expands to, because I feel like there is so much potential for this world to just go hell for leather, and I'm keen. And then finally on the list was Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler, and I gave this 5 stars. This just fucking has sat with me. I love Octavia E. Butler's writing. She does everything that I want in a book and just articulates it so well. The fact that this is set in 2024 really just, lordy, very close to home, a lot of parallels. And I think there was one review that was like, Octavia E. Butler writes like the future's already happened, and then as you read it, the parallels are just so insane, and it's accurate. So yeah, I loved this. I thought the commentary was, again, fantastic. I love books that have some form of discussion and depth in them, and I really enjoyed having it as diary entries, as I feel like it really just made you feel more there and connected to the characters as well. With 3 5 stars and 4 4.5s, I think this stack was absolutely amazing, and I highly recommend anyone picking these up if you're interested, because I think they are all wonderful, fantastic pieces of literature. So yeah, this was my 5-star predictions, and I'm so happy. Let me know in the comments, did you read any 5-star predictions in 2022 that were a success for you? I'm very curious to see how next year's go. I'm back to 5, which hopefully will be a little bit more manageable, but I'm very excited to see where my ratings lie. And I'm really happy that I branched out and picked a couple of things that I wouldn't necessarily have gone towards, but overall has turned out really well. So yeah, if you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe. I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!